millions in fines. The owner of a shuttered downtown Peoria building is expected in court tomorrow, but the case continued today. Peoria attorney Thomas Leiter decided he would stay on Riverview Plaza case. Previously, Leiter filed to remove himself. The city of Peoria is taking the building's owner, MJ Illinois LLC, to court, hoping to fine them for repairs needing to reopen the building. The plaza closed in February 2024 after damage from a burst pipe. Last month, a city inspector testified that they found people living in the basement of the building. The city is expected to continue revealing the evidence in support of the claim to fine the owner. That hearing is scheduled for tomorrow at 1:30 p.m.